What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on this video. Now, if you want to know what it's like to be absolutely shredded, then keep watching, because I'm going to share some stuff that almost nobody shares. And there's a reason why nobody shares it. It's because it's just this kind of an ugly, embarrassing, dark thing. And I made a video talking about basically other people's videos where they say the ugly side of being ripped, the ugly truth of being ripped. And basically in that video I talked about how I think this is bullshit for the most part when people talk about, oh, I had no energy, I felt horrible, I was super weak. Because in my experience, when I got shredded, I had a lot of energy. I felt like better than I ever felt before. I got stronger even. For me, it was one of the best experiences of my life. But there is one thing that is bad. There's one dark side to being ripped that I didn't mention. And I want to mention it now because it's important for people to know this for their mental health and for their physical health. What I wanted to say was that body dysmorphia is a real thing, and it is very common in people who are bodybuilding and people who are trying to lose weight. I remember being in like elementary school, and when I heard about like this body dysmorphia and stuff, I just thought it was so fake. Basically, I thought the people who had it were like faking this. It didn't make sense to me. I was like, you can look in a mirror, you can see yourself. Like, unless you're blind or have some eye problems, then this doesn't make any sense at all. How can you not see what's right in front of you? And then I experienced it for myself. And the crazy thing is, you don't realize you experience it until you're like way out of it, until you can look back on have a retrospective and look and see it and be like, whoa, like what was going through my mind at that time? So I'm gonna give you a few examples. And it just blew my mind because I came across these pictures and it just reminded me of this, and this is what made me want to share this message with you all. So look at this picture right here. I remember taking this photo. This is in a changing room. I remember I was trying on clothes, and I remember like being uncomfortable because I didn't want to see myself. I didn't want to have to put on clothes. I didn't want to have to like try to button up my pants. I just remember being so uncomfortable. I didn't want to look at my body. I'm surprised I even took this picture. This is a period of time where I was like I was getting kind of shredded. But then at this period in time was when I started to gain some weight. And I remember thinking, okay, I'm gonna lose this weight, so let me take a photo here so I can, compare this to later on. I did lose weight. I kept on gaining weight because I believe this is when I met my wife. But I just remember taking this photo and thinking like, oh man, I'm so fat. I mean, not like literally, obviously I didn't think I was obese or something, but I remember looking at myself and just feeling like, holy shit, I've gained a lot of weight. And just, like I said, just feeling like almost disgusting, which is kind of disgusting to think that I felt disgusting looking at this. But it's the truth. And here's another crazy thing. Now, this was probably where I was absolutely the most shredded. It is hard for me to find a picture or a video of myself where my body fat was less than it was here. Now, you see this video here? I remember specifically turning my body in this video away from the camera. You can see here I was I literally stepped out of frame because I thought my stomach looked so bad that I didn't want to show it. I literally stepped out of frame because I just thought, I'm not happy with the way this looks. I'm gonna kind of hide it and shy away from this. And I thought everything else was looking okay. Now I look back, I know it looks like insane, but at the time I was just like, I look okay. But I literally remember hiding my freaking stomach because I just thought, this is terrible. And looking back, I'm like, what the was I thinking, bro? If I could go back to that body for one day, I would be taking like 100 pictures and posting them all over my social media. It's such a weird thing to address because it's like the only reason I got to that level, to that physique, to that low percentage of body fat was because I was thinking this isn't enough. Every time I looked in the mirror, every time I worked out, I was not satisfied thinking this is enough. So it's hard to have a healthy balance, because on one side you're getting there, you're reaching your goals because you have this like it's not enough mentality, right? And it got so bad that even my friends and friends of friends and my friends' family was telling me like, hey, you don't need to lose any more weight, bro. Like, you can chill out. But I just kept going because, again, I just had that mentality that it wasn't enough. The only thing that broke me out of the cycle was the fact that I met my wife. We started going out to eat like all the time. And yeah, I was in my like 130s, probably 130s. I was somewhere in the 130s of weight. Now I'm about like 170, 180. So I literally gained 40 to 50 pounds since I met her. And that was the only way like I literally broke out of that mentality, that cycle. If you go with this mentality through life, no matter what it is, whether it's you're trying to start a business, you're trying to get money, whether you're trying to get women, whether you're trying to get a nice body, if you never take the time to step back and look at where you're at and appreciate it, then there's no point in any of it. Like, let's say I'm an old man, let's say my grandchild finds this video or this photo and they say like, hey, what was it like to be that shredded? I would say like, I don't know, because when I was that shredded, I didn't feel that shredded. Looking back retrospectively, I can look at it and say like, holy shit, I was shredded. But when I was actually in it, I didn't even technically enjoy it, because when I looked in the mirror, that's not what I saw. I see it now looking back, but back then I didn't see it. That's why I barely took any photos. My body dysmorphia got that bad. I didn't want to take photos or videos because I just thought I wasn't ripped enough. Another crazy thing is too, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time. You know why I didn't? Because I thought, I'm not buff enough. I'm not ripped enough. I'm not strong enough. Like, I have to be one of those, right? I have to either be putting up crazy amount of weight or be like extremely ripped or have a freaking jacked body. Otherwise, like, if I'm on camera, who's gonna care? Who's gonna listen to me, right? And I literally like, I put it off for years because I just kept grinding like, I'm not ripped enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not whatever enough. All right, I'm 25 now. I don't give a fuck now, because what am I gonna do? Wait until I'm dead and say, well, shit, I was never enough. And that's what I mean by, you gotta take time to step back and be like, whoa, okay, let's look at what I have now. And let's really appreciate it, really absorb that in. Because somewhere down the line, you're gonna look back and think, I took that for granted. I didn't really know what I had. I didn't appreciate it. And that's gonna suck, because you're gonna think like, why did I work for all this if I didn't even enjoy it? And especially whenever you know in fitness that one day it's gonna start to decline, right? And you never know when that peak is. And that's a very important thing that you should take from this. You never know when your peak is. You never know when you've reached your peak in your relationship, in your finances, and your health. You never know. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. So do not take a single second of life for granted. Take time to step back, look at where you're at, look at what you have, and truly see it for what it is, not a distorted version that you are creating, but to see the truth and the reality that is in front of you, and to appreciate it for what it is.